Hello and welcome to Torment, Tides of Numenera. So, we are in Little Nihliesh, and yeah, we need to scope out the place. We need to talk to Wandor and Aeontazon already, and we managed to, well, broker a peace, at least momentarily, between the humans and the Memoria thugs. Oh, we also talked to Crimper as well.
Alright.
There's some kids here. It's good to see that there are kids around as well. I would like to close in on them. I usually don't care about the looks of the NPCs that much.
Alright.
But I suppose... I don't know, I guess these kids have horns? That makes them mutants? We're trying to get Alopo to check out the Katina, but he's got heart of a Darcy.
Why, of course.
Don't do that, young mutant kid. I'm gonna check out Katina. The whole middle section of this building is gone, erased from existence by something that passed directly through it. The most likely culprit is the vehicle that rests a short distance away. That is still just... really? Only took out that part? Well, that is odd. Perhaps it's like a knife, just slice through it? Anyway,
I'm going.
we're going in. There's the crash ship Katina that that woman we spoke with, and
If you want a
well, we can
job
check it
done
out
right.
in the journal. Lost Shepherd, perhaps. Quian. As the woman who crashed here arrived in. Wake me up when we arrive someplace safe. Embedded in the metal wall is a whoa. Seratic. His name is Storka Binari. My lady, I am measuring your cross-dimensional velocity by estimating the passage of certain landmarks. But the Katina will tell you if you just ask. This is so, but if I am to retain my mental acuity, I must exercise it. If you insist, but I would rather let my servant serve. What a bastard. Embedded in the metal wall is a... what?
You want it done right.
You guys never stop talking. Oh, my thanks, Seradik. Where is Matamvi? Right behind you, my dear. Oh, you startled me. Small pleasure. The trip has been surprisingly dull. You guys gonna keep at it? Looks like they're just gonna show up every time I
You're
wanna...
actually kind of dim beneath those golden sparks, aren't you?
Sparks? What sparks?
Theory confirmed.
Apparently her illicit lover wasn't human. He pollinated her, but she's growing isn't a baby. Has her husband found out yet? He will soon enough, I'm sure. No hiding this one. Damn. Look, Anstol, do you see the plumes of light? They are all remnants of Star's Passage. Star's Passage? What do you mean? They are not the stars themselves, nor the dead pieces. They are fluctuations in time and gravity. Will they bring in money or offer tribute? Extend my holdings? If not, they are worthless to me. Oh, come on, that's just overdoing it. You miss much then. I will teach you someday. Well, you gotta be... come on, that's just overdoing it. Ansel, look at the window. Must I, Anne? Will it be so different from last time? I suppose it depends on whether you value the journey or the destination. Take me when we arrive someplace interesting. So, there used to be chairs here. Anyway, let's check out this panel. Embedded in the metal wall is a complicated display. A number of charts seem to track positional variables. Unfortunately, the text is in a language you've never seen before, so you can't discern anything more.
Done.
I see. And what is this? Oh. Oddity. Let's take it. I'm like, if I had to pixel hunt for that, I mean, like, how the freaking hell you find that?
Do.
I mean, like, that's why I say, like, this, just highlighting it is quite important. This device appears to be one of the engines that once drove this vehicle.
Consider
Can we make it work? That would be the best. For Quian. What's that? Interesting. Pale blue light pulses gently. The air in the space feels charged, almost solid. A small glass control panel, apparently hovering in the air, winks with light and fills with tiny images. You raise your hand to touch the panel. Before you touch it, ghosts materialize around you, crowding you with their intangible presence, with their need. Nihliesh, transparent Varyalan, speaks. What do you intend with this? Suffering will come if you persist. You close your eyes and listen to the psychic chatters of the ghosts, and then you realize that they have no thoughts of their own. They are being controlled from a central point. You focus your thoughts at the core, but its psychic defenses are impenetrable. Who are you people? One of the men, his fine clothes looking slightly disheveled and stained, looks at you for a moment. As if waiting whether to tell you the truth. At last he speaks. I am unstalled. I do not exist. Thanks for clearing that one up. The other man takes up the thread of the conversation. I'm Saradig, a merchant noble. I was on a pleasure cruise and sought to expand my business. Neither do I exist. What is this, I don't know, AA club? Like, I know, and I don't really exist, okay? The woman points to herself and says, these others are Torka and Varyalan, Bindari and her companion, Metanvi. She gestures. We do not exist because we are dead, crushed to death in the crash. We are projections of... Another voice changes. My memory. I am the Katina's intelligence. These projections are the memorial of my failure to serve my passengers. So they are not real. They are not... do you know that one of the passengers survived? The woman named Qian still lives nearby. Which experts speak at once. My external sensors were destroyed. Some passengers were ejected. Calculations suggested that none could have survived such an event. I am grateful for this information. Katina's voice is subdued, almost pensive. Why would you create a memorial for your passengers? Another ghost steps forward. I retain memories of my passengers' actions. I watched them live. I felt them die within me. What else I can do but provide the memorial for them? They would have lived for many more years, were it not for my failure. I was endowed with a desire to pilot the Katina, cause my passengers to rise safely. This is denied to me. My secondary objective is retaining the knowledge and memory of the circumstances leading up to and surrounding their deaths. This will aid in reconstructing the events of the crash and may provide solace to the survivors. Until such time as a qualified diagnostician arrives, I cannot permit my course to go dormant. Instead, the emotion I quantify as grief powers my display. I may have a way to give your passengers a more lasting memorial. I carry a shared mind space in my psyche. If we can link our minds, we could preserve the memories of your riders. Okay. One of the ghosts, Bindari, you think, says, I'm in your mind. No. In your mind? It's not a question. None of my medical records indicate such a thing is possible. Her partner, Metanvi, adds, however, I concede that my knowledge is incomplete. It is possible, but no. My duty is to keep the passengers' memories alive here. Actually, it's a tough call. Will you survive later, or will I survive? I don't know. It's worth a shot, right? Your power will not last forever here. Transferring your knowledge to my mind will ensure the survival of your memories. 100%. Why is it a deception? Perhaps because I will not last forever either, despite my immortality, but still, I'm getting chased by the sorrow. Saradig's ghost reflects. You may be correct. The loss of physical space may be rectified through a longer and more personal memory space. I carry a neural network. Let us establish a direct connection. I have a necessary tool. Hidden panel slides open. Within lies a vaguely head-shaped mass of metal wire, all spines and jagged edges. Place this above your head, he murmurs. Few more moments and we can begin the data transfer. Anamnesis. Place the jagged crown atop your head and attempt to absorb the Catina's intelligence into your labyrinth. Oh, we gotta use some one intelligence for that to make it a guarantee. You place the net atop your head and the metal cuts into your scalp. You feel a coolness as blood trickles upward in the device. Then wires enter your peripheral vision and slip behind your eyes. They slice into your optic nerves and the agony paints blossoms across your vision. The ragged shapes of pain resolve into the world around you, as the Catina sees it. Connection established. The Catina announces.
Ready to learn something new.
Telemetry, destination, access to old records, ambient temperatures. It's almost too much to process, but you manage to tamp down the overwhelming flow and relegate it to the background. One by one, the ghosts around you begin to wink out of existence. You can feel them awakening inside you. I'm just building a whole world in my mind. We got Artis there, the Inifear, now a whole truckload or a shipload of passengers who died, except one. And I suppose I had three like past changing gods, but they're gone now. Also, we had a bunch of women, not sure if they are still there. And we got a chamber as well, that's empty currently, but we had a bunch of sorrows there. Remove the power source from the containment device.
I'll remember that.
Ooh! Oh, this is the power source for the dagger, right? With the Catina's intelligence gone, your work proceeds quietly and quickly. You slide the containment device open. Inside the glowing blue tube, you see a rack of 10 cylinders. 9 of them are cold and inert, but one of them hums and blurs. A barely perceptible vibration as it fades into and out of this reality. You gently remove the clamps that hold the power cylinder in place. The lights wink out. A deep, almost ultrasonic moan ripples down the Catina's walls as the power within the tubes and wires flickers away. An alien voice babbles something over a small speaker near the control panel. You are left standing in darkness. Everything around you is quiet and still. Alright.
Here comes the
So that's
Boredom
it?
Slayer.
That's what we needed to do here? Or perhaps we didn't need to do that?
Let's do it.
Whatever. Oh, can we go there? The passageway leading to the next segment of the vehicle is blocked by debris. This is as far as you were able to go.
Consider it done.
So that's all I could do? Fair enough, I suppose. We need to go back.
It's a plan.
It's a plan. Alright, let's go back. Go. Interesting place. Come on, how many people are in my head? I don't know how many passengers are there. I suspect at least 20. Never mind that. More the merrier, right? Anyhow, spherical tank.
All right.
So this is supposedly where the boss is, Garkoto.
Yes.
The
Now.
spiny mutant told us. This statue depicts an eyeless, many-breasted mutant. It appears to be screaming.
All right.
How can you be the boss if you can't even move your ass? The statue is identical to its nearby twin, except that for the fact that its head has fallen off.
Sure.
Fine. Mutant guard, hey, what's up? You stand before its noble grace, Garkoto. Keep your tongue civil, and you keep your tongue. Oh, thanks for that.
I know.
Hey,
Something to
Garkoto.
do.
Hey, big ball. Are you just gonna open up the big ball? Oh, looks like he's swimming inside. And you stand before a painted spherical tank fashioned of metal and synth. The paint is old and cracking. Inside the tank is a murky liquid, or possibly a thickened gas, and every so often you see motion from a fluke, flipper, or strangely deformed arm within. A cleverly disguised grill on the front of the tank squawks out the distorted voice of the tank's occupant. It buzzes and moans, drawing out some words and shortening others in a burst of static. I am Garkoto, a prince of Ahat and their delegates here in Little Nihliesh. The voice spits and pops. You have my gratitude for averting the violence with the Memovira's soldiers, but I must know. Why did you act? Pfft, I was just there. Violence wouldn't have helped anyone, and it might have had greater repercussions. Pfft, because I could, it's in my nature. Come on, I'm not that great guy. And because it was the right thing to do. Oh, violence is simply dumb, that's it. Gargato is silent for a moment. An admire sentiment, human. One that appears to be more and more difficult to maintain given the recent troubles plaguing us. Violence is in the air. Change comes for us all, but the Memovira does not seem to grasp this truth. Wise and just action, but did he mean it that way? Well, if I didn't mean it that way, I could have just left him there. I got nothing for that. Perhaps you can be paranoid. The flux in the bloom, and thus the Memovira's weakness, is apparent in the instability of the malls we use for trade and transport. The old malls are closing, and new ones open to take their place. There's a new mall here in Little Nihliesh, one I would like to see opened, but the Memovira refuses to aid me. She won't even leave her fortress. But I've said enough. What would you have from me? I'm looking for two thieves called Dalny and Vrong. I was told I could find them here. Yeah, those thugs, Vrong Qian. This is their home, yes. At the moment they are hiding at the end of an alley. What can you tell me about them? Young mutants, Prince replies. Though not the best of our kind, Dalny possesses a great empathy, psychic reverberation, while Vrong powers are more subtle. Dalny has changed since her association with Vrong, who has always been dangerous, troublesome perhaps, as long as they do nothing harmful to our people. I do not think, but I will not hesitate should that situation change. What was the proximate cause of the fight between Memovira's guards and your people? The tank's grill spits a shower of sparks. The bloom no longer favors the Memovira. The bloom is the source of the Memovira's power. If she has no power, the obligation to pay for her protection has vanished. We pay for reality, not promises. The distorted voice crackles with an electric sigh. Perhaps our people has grown tired of the human stock taking. Where did your people come from? Our home is the city of Nihliesh, in the steadfast beyond. My cousins of the Fahat rule over three-tier city, wisely and well. When a mall portal opened in Nihliesh, we investigated to see if we might eke out a profit. We saw enough a possibility that our explorers sent for me, minor prince of the top Fahat. I was to head the straight embassy. The speaker makes a slightly embarrassed noise. I did not think that mall would close behind us, but 10 years ago it did. Let me have the steadfast. You ask much of me. I can tell you only what I've heard, for our glorious city is in what they call the Beyond. The steadfast is a collection of kingdoms, principalities, and other lesser denominations of feudalism, held together through the dictates of their religion, the Order of Truth. The young priests of the order have spread their faith far and wide. I hear they have even established a foothold in the city of Sagus Cliffs. What can you tell me about the Fahat? My brethren are blessed mutants, each diverging into a new pathway for humanity. We rule over the city of Nihliesh, using the powers bestowed by our remarkable births to lead normal humanity the new age of possibilities. We are close in spirit, yet rivals in politics, for the truth of mutation lies in its ability to prove its use. The subtleties of our machinations are lost here, alas. Tell me more about the Nihliesh. I would say it's not. I wouldn't choose to be a mutant just to pretend to be a goldfish. I mean, come on. Even if it's a boss, I mean, come on. Be a boss and still a goldfish? I mean, if you were not a boss, you would be just a joke, right? Tell me about Nihliesh. The speaker is silent for a moment. The city was once a machine, a colossal device that creates churn. We built atop the machine, creating elaborate structures and impossible architectures, and our city grew into the sky. The great and powerful of Nihliesh live among the fluted spires and the arcing byways, with powered cars lifting us to the skies in a moment, the shops and palaces of our people. Alas, to think that I might die away from my home. The voice goes very quiet. To see the sunrise over the cold desert again, to speak with Nihliesh on the concourse one last time. I have other questions. Ask. Why are the malls changing and closing? Do you ask for my knowledge or my conjecture? If first, then I must confess my ignorance. If second, Garkoto pauses, considering, and the grill hisses and sparks when the mutant speaks again. If the second, I believe the bloom has a feeding cycle. It is an enormous organism, you know, and I suggest that these events are part of a larger pattern. The mutant's vast bulk shifts in the tank. Perhaps the bloom is preparing itself for a new Memovira. Hopefully I'm not gonna be that one. Do you want to take the Memovira's place? Garkoto's laughter spills out in a static hiss. I do not desire such responsibility, nor do I seek the attentions of the bloom. Okay. Farewell, Garkoto.
Making a note.
As you turn, the speaker buzzes once more. In case word has not reached your ear, I'm offering a bounty to the first who can open the newborn maw and tell me what lies on the other side. Voice pauses. Of course, the first step is to discover what the maw wishes to eat. Without that knowledge, it cannot be opened. I'll look into it. If I get to it, we just gotta do it if you can. Like, it looks like it's a bit of an issue. Okay, looks like we can't go there.
Here comes the boredom slayer.
So, what is this? You can dimly make out a misshapen figure that huddles under the makeshift shelter. It heads lows against the ground, nearly twice the size of its
Happy to
body.
help.
Hey, Dalium, wrong? Are you guys so, dark? This slim girl is almost a mirror of the boy who stands next to her. They could be twins of clones, or so close is the resemblance. Yeah. You can see that her features are sharp, through shadows flit and play too quickly across her face to be sure of anything else. She slumps almost imperceptibly inside her cloak of darkness. As you open your mouth, her companion interposes himself. Help!
Making a note.
What? This sharp-faced young man reminds you of a great rodent, more prone to scampering and sliding than running or walking. Shadows play across his face, distorting his features, and you are unable to get a clear glimpse of his face. Even so, or perhaps especially because of it, he seems to bear a notable resemblance to the young woman standing next to him, their faces shifting and changing in near perfect time. At your approach, he sniffles loudly and draws some plaguey spit across your path. He wipes his mouth with the back of his hand, and though you can't see his face, his tone conveys the sneer clearly enough. What? What do you want, Popinjay? His voice echoes eerily, a slight delay between the movement of his lips and the sound reaching your ears. I don't like the look of this one. Better get rid of him fast. Maybe the guy just trapped the woman? Who's the girl with you? Perception. For the briefest moment, you think you see the face of a victim in her shadows. She casts a despairing eye at you, and then the darkness fills her face with a sneer. Her? She's no one. I'm wrong. I ask who the girl with you is. I said she's no one you need concerned about. need to be concerned about. She's my shadow and my hidden blade. You should take care I don't stick you with her. I want to know about the girl. Tell me of her. Why do you keep asking about her? Delmi's mine, and she will stay mine until I say otherwise. I'm the one who's interesting. I'm the one who you should care about. Why won't he let this go? This guy's pissing me off. Rung's rage seems to have loosened his control over his companion, where you see a flash of blue skin beneath the shadows. Her mouth works frantically, as if she's trying to tell you something while her captor struggles with his fury. With enough worth of visible will, Rung brings himself and her back under control again. Why does the girl's face keep changing when you talk? Her? She's no one, I'm Rung. Rung's rage seems to have loosened his control over his companion, for you see a flash of blue skin beneath the shadows. Her mouth works frantically, as if she's trying to tell you something while her captor struggles with his fury. With an effort of visible will, Rung brings himself and her back under control again. So maybe we can just piss him off. A psychic bond you have on Delny, remove it. He laughs. A shimmering peal of mirthless joy that sounds like ice breaking and glass ringing. She's mine. She'll go my word, not yours. Oh, bleeding hard. Well, he can do nothing about it. Strangle him. Well, how about that?
I'll remember that.
I like that. Oh, what? I killed him? Oh, I thought it was just strangle, like, not really a playful way, but strangle in a... Not kill him, but just strangle him a little bit, then when he gets weaker, we just let him go. He cries out as you wrap your hands around his neck. He struggles, clutching at your hands, growing weaker and weaker until he stops moving. Finally, he collapses to the ground at your feet. The shadows slither off his body, evaporating like a fall mist, and his true appearance is revealed. He's just a scrawny boy, a weasel-faced snake who doesn't look like he could threaten anyone. As the shadows melt away like a morning mist, his partner's face fills out, revealing more pleasant features. A broad smile crosses her face. With the glamour removed from her, you can see Delny for who she truly is, a young mutant woman, slender, her light blue skin accentuated by her bright pink hair. Her features are still sharp, but she still has the softness of youth about her. Her voice is light but sincere. Thank you for freeing me from Vrong's influence. His mind was... She shivers. This is like waking from a nightmare. She blinks, clearing her eyes. What can I do for you? You're gonna be my slave now. Tell me about yourself. I was born in Nihliesh. My parents were good people. I learned the ways of the second tier by heart. That's how I discovered the portal to the Bloom. I kept seeing the traders who came back from here, and they always had such interesting wares. One day I snuck after them. I wanted to see where they came from. Her face darkens. That was the day the Bloom closed its pathways to my home. I used to think it was my fault, but the Bloom doesn't seem to care for me now. After I got here and discovered I couldn't get home, I had to find a way to survive. I found 5 families who were willing to help me, and who could afford to feed me once every few days. I helped them when I could and kept looking for a way, but as I got older, she looks embarrassed. I needed more excitement, and that's when I met Rung. He looks away, unwilling to say much more. I should have known better, but I was so lonely. No, never again. Come on, that's not it. That's just an overreaction. I mean, like, that guy was bad, but...
Making a note.
I actually didn't want to strangle him to death, just... He probably deserved it. But, still, that was not enough information to kill a person based on. It was my psychic power that drew him to me. He saw what I had. He wanted to take it, use for himself. He called me an empathic amplifier. I could read people, and I could make their feelings stronger. He used me to find out who the scarred people were, and then we preyed on them. How did you fall in with wrong the first place? He seemed dark, fascinating. The adults didn't want me to go near him, but he was like a mirror of what I wanted to be. Strong, mysterious, ambitious. I let him bend me and use my powers to make him more of what he wanted to be. I didn't realize I was trapped until I was too late. You see this? Girls, that's why you don't go for the bad boys. They're not strong, or mysterious, or ambitious. They are just weak, who act strong, because they are pathetic. They're not mysterious. They're just confusingly dumb. And their only ambition is just to not seem weak and pathetic. Maybe they have other ambitions too. Than their facade, below their facade, but come on. Who cares? Anyhow, you had quite a time of it. How are you feeling? Even though I'm still in the bloom, even though we're still surrounded by all this, even though I need to make amends to everybody I robbed and bullied with wrong, I feel hopeful. I feel like a new beginning. It feels like a new beginning, like the night has been peeled away and discarded. There's a new maw in Little Nihliesh. Can you use your mental powers to find out what it wants? I could, I suppose, but I need to get near the maw to build a proper report for that. I don't think that's a very good idea. I freed you from wrong. This is all I ask in return. Wow, intimidation too? That's crazy. I just leave a little chance to fail. She considers your words, weighting them carefully. At last, she comes to a decision. Alright, you did help me when you didn't have to. I'll do it. Don't get eaten, please. Wow! I would have never said to go there if I knew that was in there. Come on, stand back. Stand over here. Jesus, it's crazy. Crazy. No. Get back, get back. That's not how you do it. I mean, like, I just wanted you to maybe just stand around near. No, not there. I mean, that's just crazy. You're gonna get eaten. I feel so bad now. I can't even press next. Oh, I can't do this. Why would you stand there, girl? She steps up to the maw and her hair seems to rustle in an uneven wind. Danny glances back at you, eyes bright with fear. It wants me. I would have said to you, like, if this was done properly, I would have said, if we were working over here, I would have said, don't go there, I changed my mind, but I suppose I don't have the chance, right? I just don't like these jumps. I'm like, yeah, hey, you can help me with that maw? Sure, I'll do it. And now, she's about to get eaten. I mean, like, come on, this is just, I would have never let her get that close. Uh-oh. It wants me, she repeats, and she quakes as the maw tongues begin to stir and raid, lifting, questing, probing. They reach toward her. She takes a step backwards in fright. Kill the maw! It wants me. The pitch of her voice is rising. Something is drawing it to me, and that part of me reaches back. Oh, that's nice. Her voice becomes more dreamy. Would it be so bad? Would it be so bad to be devoured, to give my voice to the bloom, to carry on through the years as... No, wait. No, it would be really bad. The tongues withdraw as Dani reaches out to them. They seem to have lost interest in her altogether as her hand touches one. It snaps back and she whimpers in despair, and she shakes her head as if waking from a dream. What was I thinking?
Updated my journal.
Get lost! Don't go there! Get back! Ah. Now that she knows that the maw no longer desires her, Dani is braver than she was, and she stands amidst the bloom tongues, her hands outstretched. Her hair fawns out around her head, a pink corona, a nimbus that seems to crackle with energies of its own. Guilt, she announces. It feeds on guilt. Right. So we can feed him the guy. The slave we bought. If you wanna. Come on, get back! I can't do it! I would never stand that close. Like, anyone who lives a long life is gonna have some guilt. I mean, like, I'm amazed that you don't have. She turns away from the bar. It tasted the guilt I feel for what I did when I was wrong story, but it knew I wasn't responsible for that, so my guilt wasn't strong enough. Someone who has genuine guilt, not regret, not shame, but all-consuming guilt, the more will devour them. He shivers. I think my debt due is paid. Get back! You're so casual. Mama, don't eat me. Screw you, I'm not getting close to you. So we found out what it is needed. Actually, that is all we need to do, right? So we can now go back.
Action!
Oh, we
Here I
can.
come!
We can loot something here. Not much. Let's take it anyway. Looks like something is here as well. Maybe we should talk to Harria first. And we can go back to... Oh, actually, we should do that.
Right.
Let's go back to Garkoto first. And now we found out what the Maw wants. Speak, this Prince of Fahad would hear your questions. Actually, the newborn Maw feeds on guilt. I found it out. I thank you for the knowledge. Though none of my mutants are particularly troubled by guilt, finding a suitable candidate to feed the Maw will be an interesting problem. I got one! Just kidding. Why do you want to open the new Maw? We are exiles here, far from our home in Nihliesh. It is. Sparks fly from the grill. Pardon. We hope that the Maw will open again in our fair city, but if it doesn't, as seems likely, we stand to profit from a potential new trade route. Either way, we benefit. Right. Farewell, Garkoto. May you achieve your goals this day.
Let's do it.
I wish my goals were that easy to accomplish. Maybe just break him off. Anyway. Katera interior. I suppose we need to talk to this Harria. I don't know, I kind of feel like... I don't know, let's go talk to Harria.
I'm making a note.
The striking woman towers over you, though she seems gaunt and her skin is pale, even whitish. She still has a healthy glow that shines through a layer of dirt and grime. A flat circle of metal is affixed to her forehead, showing through her long blonde hair. At your approach, she begins to flex and tense, not in fear but in preparation to fight. Her heavy armor is scarred by energies and battered by blades, but it seems to have retained its integrity. The sigil of two crossed swords is etched into the breastplate. Glovers. Have you come to beat the poor prisoner? Then be ready to tell your friends about the day Harria bested you. Wow. As she studies you more closely. Or have you come to question me? Tell Garkoto my answer is unchanged. He can rot in his soup. I like that. He pauses for a moment. I would appreciate an honest soup. The food they provide here would shame and murder. Well, some people eat the bloom. Imagine that. Now the mutants have enlisted the humans to make me confess. They're sick. I don't work for Kodo. I visited this place. I suppose I have worked for Kato. I have no idea what you're talking about. Harria stares at you for a moment as if waiting the truth of your words. My apologies. I've been in this place too long. I'm leaping to unwarranted conclusions on the basis of no evidence. Exactly. So, she scans the crumbled ruins that surround her, contempt in her eyes. You want to ask me something? What are you doing here? Nothing, apparently. Most people were just doing nothing. They got nothing to do. These mutants. These mutants have accused me of a crime. They tell me that I must confess to this imaginary horror before they will let me go. So here I sit, running away while they ask me to choose between the truth and my freedom. She rolls her shoulders and looks you squarely in the eye. Choose to honor the truth. They have no laws and no souls. There can be no crimes against them. Whoa! You jerk! The exit is over there. You could easily overpower the mutants. Why don't you just leave? For a moment, her eyes threaten to tear, and then she steels herself. Prince Garkoto has cast a spell on me. Here, let me show you. Don't. He steps forward. She steps toward you, reaching a hand out to grasp your shoulder, but before she can touch you, her fingers begin to bend as if they had encountered an invisible wall. You see? But in case you think I jest with you, she hurls herself at you, shoulders first, and she rebounds dramatically, staggering backward. I'm confined to this space until I confess. Test it yourself. It would be funny if you were just a pantomime master and just went for a big punch and I punch you in the face. You lift your hand and wave it through the air. You can even step close to her and you feel nothing. He takes your hand and says, now step back. You do, and at the same point where she rebounded from the air, her hand is torn from yours. Alright, that's interesting. They have to have their criminal, she says. I suppose I fit the bill. Why have you been imprisoned? Because they require someone to blame for some deaths among their people, and they chose me. The scum looked for someone different from them, and I happened to be nearby. She barks out an unpleasant laugh. At this point, I am inclined to show them what kinds of horrors I could visit upon them. I will not confess to him. It's too great a risk. I will talk about the allegations about you. The mutants claimed that I poisoned them. A number of them died, and they decided that I was to blame. She frowns. That is all they are, allegation. Garkoto has no right to imprison me. I don't think you are telling me everything. The mutants must have some sort of reason to be suspicious of you. Oh my. Do it. Oh, critical success. She studies you carefully, weighing your words against some internal barometer. At last she says, yes, it's true that I poisoned their water. Wow! I could not enter Nihliesh itself, but I had heard of this bastard offshoot of their clan. I want to slay one of the Fahad. I took the journey from the Steadfast under considerable peril, and I brought death with me. They're not humans. They are not. Surely I did right by my people.
I'm ready to pick my path.
Well, that was easy. So that's your defense? I killed them all. I poisoned the well. I'm like, wow. What are you waiting for here? This is the first time that I've tried something like this. I do not regret what I did. The mutant prince wishes to see me show remorse, but he will not have the satisfaction. What is the sigil on your armor? She looks down, frowning as if she had forgotten she wore such an emblem. Yes, this is the symbol of the Angulan Knights. The crossed blades represent our ability to step beyond the laws of nations, and in order to deal true justice, we seek to reclaim the world where humanity is light. What can you tell me about the Angulan Knights? I mean, like, maybe there would be something to talk about the assassination. Maybe. You know, I would even just entertain her. You know what? Okay, you assassinated, you killed someone. Maybe he was a bad guy. Tell me what's up. We can talk about it. It is extremely shady, but okay, let's just talk about it. But you poisoned the well. A lot of people died. So, no, you're dead. What can you tell me about the Angular Knights? Other than that they are bunch of dumbasses. Her face lights with passion. The symbol of our order represents our willingness to step beyond the bounds of propriety and advance the cause of humanity. She looks around and lowers her voice. Actual humanity, you know?
Ah, I get you.
She tosses her hair. If you must take up the blade to beat out justice, we do not hesitate. We travel Midgard for the betterment of all, and those who oppose our mission soon see the error of their ways. In the steadfast, the Order of Truth itself blesses us. Yeah, the Order of Truth is not the best. I suppose they are more popular here. But the mutants are still, at best, second-class citizens, even in Sagas. I'm a Knight Marshal in our organization. I have proved myself many times over, and will continue to do so as long as I draw breath. Well, I won't be too long. She leans back, her eyes closing. Our hunger for justice brings a great physical hunger as well. On council, I recall they brought us fresh waters distilled from the dew of the mountains, roasted and spiced and eaten, exotic flaming cheeses. We do not ask anything of those we aid, but sometimes their largesse humbles me. What can you tell me about Garkoto? The mutant prince? He ate. I need to remember the mutant is both male and female. Swims in its disgusting stew of a tank, bathing its own filth, and somehow summons powers that keep the rest of its creatures in line. They said Garkoto was a wizard. I didn't believe them until the mutant imprisoned me with his powers. Well, Harrier. Now think about this. These choices, I mean, like, possibly this is another choice. You have the choice to maybe let her go, like argue her case or whatnot. But these choices are not really tough. I mean, like, this is just it's just a way I will like condemning this, or maybe just going overboard and just making a crazy roleplay of like purity. Like,
Let's go.
anything that's not something I consider normal is just better be killed, right? The construct lies motionless and partly disassembled here. Spider-like legs just played about it. A piece of knowledge clicks into place. This was a creature known as an accelerator. Machine intelligence housed in a mechanical frame. Though they appear fearsome, the creature are terrified of death and are always seeking new technology to incorporate into themselves in hope of prolonging their lives. Inspected. We study the remains of the construct, putting the details together, noticing scattered piles of refuse and burned holes in the black of its armor. Construct was likely cornered here and tried to flee up the mounds of trash rather than fight its tormentors. They attacked it from behind and it fell, either dead or dying. You peer between the plates in the carcass's interior, judging by the scratches, gouges, and broken components. You see inside, someone purposely jammed a blunt pole in the construct's innards in an attempt to crush its vital systems. Whether this happened before or after its death is unclear. Search the construct for anything useful. You search for a few minutes, but find nothing of value. Scavengers must have long ago picked this construct clean. Suddenly you lay your hand upon the metal shell to push yourself away from the wreck and feel a faint, intermittent vibration. Reach into the hulk and find the source of the vibration you felt. Probably not, you're not the best at it. But Kina, can you do it? Wow, 100%. Putting your shoulder up against one of the construct's vertical vents, you reach into the dark, probing carefully, following the vibrations rippling toward you. Straining, you walk your fingers up mesh-swaddled objects across the cable to a partially crushed cube, strung with frayed wires. You carefully shift a loose hunk of metal from the cube's surface aside to keep looking for the source of the vibration. A wave of wordless sorrow crashes over you. Tinged with flecks of hope, you gaze shifts back to your hand and the hunk of metal. The alien emotion came through it, into you. As if summoned by the thought, a small floating sphere drifts into view. It prods at the cube with a beam of light, then vibrates slowly, softly. Watch the sphere at work. The sphere drifts around the side of the dead construct, occasionally halting to, yes, it's repairing damage, yes, as if patching holes in the armor will bring its host back to life. Every few moments, it returns to the broken cube and attempts to repair it again. When nothing happens, the sphere vibrates, and when that happens, you hear a soft series of whirring clicks. Maybe some sort of machine language, but you can't make any sense of it. Watch the sphere at work some more. Continues its circuit of the dead construct, trying to bring it back to life with minor repairs. Every time it fails, it breeds a series of soft, whispery clicks. Do it again. Take the sphere and the module. You pull the communication module from the surface of the cube, and the sphere follows it, shivering in the open air. It turns as if taking the ruined hulk one last time, and it settles into your open palm, obediently shuddering. So we got the Churgan Spear. That is a what? So we can have some kind of ability that heals us. Okay, leave. Thanks for that.
All right.
Alright. So, wow. I don't want to go to the mall. Do I want to go to the mall? I don't want to go to the mall. That just looks crazy.
Yes.
Maybe we can talk to
Now.
with Garkoto about the prisoner. You should kill that prisoner. That prisoner is a total jackass. I'm telling you. I had a talk with her, and yeah, she confessed. She's ready to get offed off. Anyhow, I believe this is a good time to take a break,
One
so
moment, and it's
hope you guys had
done.
fun. Tell me if you did, and see you around then. Have a good one.